ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇವಾಗ ಸದ್ಯ ನಾವು ರುದ್ರೇಶ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರಜ್ವಲ್ ಇಬ್ಬರಿದ್ದಾರ. ನಾವು 5:30 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು 7 o'clock ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗ್ತೇವೆ. ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ 11 ನಿಮಿಷ ಇದೆ. ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ವೇಟಿಂಗ್. ರುದ್ರೇಶ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ನಂದು? ಪ್ರಜ್ವಲ್?
ಹಾ ಸರ್, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
Okay, thank you. So we'll wait till 7, then based upon the number participants, maybe 2-3 minutes here and there, we'll start the session. Thank you.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
Good evening to all. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನಂದು ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
ಹಾ ಸರ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ NC ಶಿವಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ದ ಮೊಮೆಂಟ್ ಅವ್ರು ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನ ಸೇಮ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ದವರು ಬಸವರಾಜ್ ಬಿರಾದರ್ ಬಾಲ್ಕಿ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಲಿ. ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಬಸವರಾಜ್ ಅವರೇ. ಮುಂದಿನ ಬರೋ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಈ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಕೂಡ ಇದ್ದಾರ, ಇನ್ನ ಸುಮಾರು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
ನೋ ಇಶ್ಯೂ.
ಶಿವಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಸರ್ ನಮಸ್ತೆ. ಗುಡ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್. ಯಾ ಸೊ ಗುಡ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಆಲ್. ಶಿವಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಸರ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆನಾ? ನಿಮ್ದು ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಸರ್ ಈಗ?
ಹಾ, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫಾರಮ್ ಟು ದ ಶಿವಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಸರ್, ದೆನ್ ಶಿವಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಟು ದ ಫಾರಮ್. ಸೊ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಶಿವಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಸರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬಸವರಾಜ್ ಬಿರಾದರ್ ಸರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ರುದ್ರೇಶ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಲಿ ಇರೋರು ಎಲ್ಲ VTU ಫೈನಲ್ ಇಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದೆಮ್ ಆರ್ ದ MCA ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ BE ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. MCA ದಲ್ಲಿ CMRT College Bangalore, New Horizon, and among the Karnataka around 12 plus colleges and more than 15 cities students ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. They are doing with us internship program. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಳವಡಿಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ 370 ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So they all are basically IT, computer, then related field. So related field, ನಂಗೆ ಶಿವಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು I remember, and he is in this field past many years. I requested Shivaprakash sir to give one demo, so he agreed, and he is going to give the FTTH, fiber to the home. So coming back to the Shivaprakash sir introduction, I would like to give to the forum within a short time. Shivaprakash sir has done so far more than 300 seminars and webinars. So I want all of you to clap on this. More than 500. Give the thumbs up, please, and claps. Thank you so much. This is his first introduction. Then he have a more than 35 years of experience in telecom industry. Still he is working as a general manager position in major telecom companies in Oman. Yeah, in Oman, in Gulf countries. There is a country called Oman. He graduated from the Davangere College, GBD TEC. That time this college was under Mysore University in 1989. And he also completed a MBA in marketing from Inglo, Delhi. He worked in India ITI Limited, and now presently, as I told you, he is working in the major telecom companies in Oman as a position general manager. So we like to take his knowledge to this session. Shivaprakash sir, now the forum is yours. You can take it further.
Good evening to all. Thank you everyone who has joined. And I would like to offer my gratitude to Mr. Bhim Hangargi for having invited me to attend this seminar. Now, Bhim sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you play that? There is a 2 files I have sent it.
Yeah.
One file that is where that copper versus FTTH is there. That you can.
Yeah, I'm open. I will share the file.
Yes, please.
Sure.
And I would like to understand.
I already shared the file. Really, I think we have 50 plus students here. Now the number is please continue.
So voice is not getting.
Hello. Is the file shared, sir?
Please
It is not appearing.
continue. Yeah, file is shared. Let me know whether it is visible or not.
No, it is not visible.
So screen sharing needs, sir.
Screen sharing.
Actually, internet issue will be there.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
it came
No,
for a
no,
moment.
I will
yes.
reshare it. I will
Yes.
reshare it.
Reshare.
See,
I mean,
I will reshare.
in the meantime,
See,
I would like to
because of
understand.
yeah.
Okay, this is the file, fine. See, how many of you know about copper cables? Do you have any idea about copper cable networks? Hello? Just speak up, if anyone knows about copper cable.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I have a
Prajwal
basic
says
idea.
he knows. He given the thumbs up. Yeah.
See, now today copper cable is not being used much. Even it is not used much, maybe a wrong statement. It is not at all used in urban networks. The reason is copper is always considered as a legacy network. Now, good 20, 30 years back, copper was ruling the roast. Copper was everywhere. Copper was being used in public networks. Copper was used in urban networks. Copper was used in metro networks. And copper was only the medium through which telecommunication signals used to travel in the form of electrical signals. Angargi sir, next slide. So before going to the main topic, I would like to draw your attention towards the differences between fiber optic cable and copper cable. Angargi sir, next slide.
Yeah.
Please go to next slide.
Next slide is already shared.
Okay, it takes a while, I think, to come up here.
Angarge sir, can you please check your internet speed?
My internet is better. Okay.
Yeah, I think we can't able to see your.
So I'm giving this introduction to fiber optics cable and copper cable just for you to understand the fiber networks in a better way. If you have this understanding about the limitations of the copper cable, then you would appreciate why fiber optic cables are being used in modern networks. Yes, second slide has come. Now, as you can see here, the first point is copper cable and fiber cable are popular types of cable used for networking. That I have already told. Copper cable are available from several years. With the fact they say several years, it is, you can say, from since the inception of the telecommunication. Over the last few years, fiber optic cables are introduced in the market and gained the momentum. As per market researcher, fiber optic market is growing steadily for the next 5 to 10 years. Now, fiber optic cable has totally replaced copper cable network. Maybe some lost mile or lost yard, as they popularly say, may still have very few copper network left, but otherwise predominantly fiber cable has occupied the telecommunication arena. And let us see what are the main advantages of the fiber cable. Why fiber cable plays such a pivotal role in telecommunication. As you can understand, do you have any idea about the way information is traveling on the fiber optic cable?
Sir, it
We saw
travels
this.
through light.
Pardon?
It travels through light.
Yes, but how it travels through light? What is the mechanism it travels through light?
Sir, I think like analog signals.
No, it is not analog. Basically, it's all digital.
Okay.
If you go to a physical phenomena, what is called total internal reflection, you might be knowing this principle. See,
No, sir, I don't.
when light hits the surface at a particular angle, light will not escape the media. Entire light is going to bounce back. This is called total internal reflection. In physics, there are many examples of total internal reflection. And precisely, the light traveling through fiber optic cable uses this physical phenomena, physics. And to understand the light, how light travels in fiber optic media, we have to understand how copper carries telecommunication signals. See, in copper cable, telecommunication signals are always carried in the form of electrical signals. That's true in the form of analog electrical signal predominantly. Why I am saying predominantly, I will explain later. See, immediately you can appreciate that when signals are traveling in the form of electric waves, there are classical problems associated with these signals. Signals are going to fade away after a certain distance. Signals are going to suffer from fidelity. Signals are going to, wane out. And signals are subject to external interferences. All these classical problems of copper media has been done away with fiber optic cables. In fiber optic cables, there is loss. Fiber optic still does have signal loss, but this loss is so insignificant that it can carry around 40 to 100 kilometers distance the signal before a booster is to be introduced. So it allows the longer distances. And again, inherently, fiber optic cables have a robust mechanism towards interference. When I say interference, it is a kind of electromagnetic interference, or popularly we call in electronics as noise. Noise is not going to alter the fidelity of the signals traveling through fiber networks. That's why fiber network is a clear winner when we need to send the signals on a long distances without compromising the quality of the information. Now, next question is how the information travels. Okay, we know that it travels in the light, but how it travels in the light? Again, it travels in the form of digital waves. It is basically a window, a probably high semiconductor diode will be there, which will be shut off the lights. Basically, the information, for example, if you can take 1 byte of information, will give kind of 8 operations inside the optic fiber cables. It is only by opening or closing the gates, information is sent out. So this is the mechanism how the fiber cable carries the signal. But what is that? See, still copper cable is still being used in smaller networks. Why I said copper cable predominantly cannot carry the digital signal, there is a kind of exception to it. Probably if you are knowing that structured cabling, I think you might have heard about Cat6, Cat6, Cat 6A, Cat 7, Cat 7A kind of structured cabling, where the structured cabling, inside the structured cabling, the signals are always traveling in the form of digital signals. When it is in the form of digital signals, the distance cannot exceed 100 meters. So this is a very conservative environment for the signals to travel. But yes, within a building or so, within a premises, this 100 meter is still acceptable. So where this 100 meter length is okay, still you can see a lot of LAN-based networks, copper-based LAN networks are functional. Angarge sir, next.
Sir, done.
Okay. It takes a while for the slide to come.
Okay.
Okay. See, I am not going to spend much time on the copper cable because it has become the, the topic of the past. There is nothing much we can derive by understanding the copper cable except for historical reasons. Now it is no more being used. Now we can move on to next slide. Okay, these are also, I am not going to talk on this much. Angarge sir, you can share the presentation to the group later. If anybody is interested, they can go through it.
Yeah.
So basically I am coming.
Yeah, sure. I will do that.
Yes. Comparison table where copper cabling is compared with fiber cable. Basically, when I say copper cable is having this much lacuna, then you can always say that fiber cable has overcome this lacuna. They say, of course, copper is an excellent media of transmission. There is no doubt. And now there is a wrong statement here. Copper is relatively cheaper. Copper is no more cheaper because copper is being quoted around $13,000 per metric ton on LME, London Metal Exchange. And now, due to developments in fiber optic cables, the cost of fiber optic cable is negligible as compared to copper cable. For example, if we talk about 1 kilometer of multi-pair cable, let us say 200 pair cable, it will cost you not less than around $18,000 to $20,000, whereas a fiber cable of you can say 96 cores or 98 or 72 cores will cost you only a couple of $1,000. So price wise, there is no comparison between the copper and fiber. Fiber is very, very cheap as compared to copper. So let us go to next slide, sir.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes, tell me.
Sir, in textbooks and all, we have read that fiber optic cable is expensive when compared to copper cables.
No, this is exactly, I will make it very clear. We have to see which year these books are written.
Yes, sir.
See, when the books were written, I agree. When the fiber optic cables at the evaluation stage, a good 10-15 years back, fiber optic cables in compare, they were costly because copper metal itself was at the lower end there, and fiber optic cables was costly. But today, with the advent of technology, fiber optic cables, you can buy it next to paying anything. Situation is like this. If you are going for 4 core, 8 core, 12 core, it's nothing actually when compared to, for example, I have given already a comparison. There is at least, to me, it is, you can say very comparatively, you can say very safely, it is just 1/10th or 1/15th of the copper price. Situation has changed today. because books are referring to that situation. Books have not been revised, but now fiber optic cable prices are as cheap as you can imagine. Next slide.
Thank you.
Then this is talking about the construction of the fiber optic cable. And okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes, tell me.
Sir, Basuraj here
Yes.
from Oman only.
Yes.
Sir, adding to your point, actually it's right. Copper price is recently again increases
Mhm.
around $20
Yes.
per meter. So it is comparingly copper is going price is high.
Yes. Copper is very high, but because
Yes, sir.
again, copper, the problem with copper is, I think there is a bandwidth restriction is there in copper.
Yes,
Copper
sir.
bandwidth-
Bandwidth, the distance,
Yes, distance is limited.
reliability, and
Yes.
all these are measure.
As you can compare, copper can carry, as I told, 1 gigabit of copper can go only 100 meters. But
Yes, yes, sir.
terabytes
That is huge.
of data can travel few kilometers in
Through the-
fiber.
Yes, yes, sir.
So there
Exactly.
is no comparison. Basically, the war has been
Yes.
decisively won by fiber optic cable.
Yes, sir.
So that's why you
Actually,
can
I'm
see.
handling this structure cable projects actually here.
Yeah, in structure cable, the
Yeah.
biggest limitation comes by 100-meter distance restriction.
Yes, sir.
You don't
Yes,
have
sir.
any solution beyond 100 meter.
Yes,
Whereas
sir.
fiber, the distance is not limited. Even any normal fiber is available. It can go on a single mode 20 kilometers easily.
Yes,
And it can
easily, sir.
even go 80 kilometers, 120 kilometers without any problem.
And again, sir, in further future purpose, if they want to upgrade or just they need to be change SFE model, that's it.
Yeah,
Instead of 10
that's
GB,
correct.
we can use higher level SFE model,
Yes,
then we
and
can upgrade speed also.
for the beginners who may not be available, I want to say that primarily there are two types in fiber optic cables. One is called multi-mode and another is called single mode. Multi-mode, again, as the word indicates, there are a few wavelengths of light are pushed onto the fiber. It means it can carry multiple signals at the same time. Whereas single mode, only one light carries the information. So multi-mode is also having the problem of distance. See, multi-mode is not preferred more than 400 meters or even maximum 1 kilometers. When more than 1
Yes.
kilometer distance is preferred, industry prefers only single mode. Single mode has the capacity. Again, now if you're talking, we have different variation in multi-mode cable purely depending upon the wavelengths. There is OM1, OM2, OM3 and OM4. Now as well as in single mode, OS1, OS2, OS3. Not to worry much about this. This got to do only the wavelength preferences. Different cables use different wavelengths and different operators around the world prefer different wavelengths. That is why this classification. We can go to next slide, sir.
Yeah. Students, I want your interaction in between because sir is giving very much information which is up to date. He told in between the copper cable carries only some gigabytes of the data. How many of you are agreeing? I want your thumbs up so that we'll move to the next. And fiber optics will carry what it carried, fiber optics. I told gigabyte for the copper. And what is the unit for the fiber optics? Type in the chat box, 1 or 2 students, or open the mic and tell. Terabytes, that's what I understood. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
No, that's correct.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes.
student, I want you to understand this. Copper cable has a limitation to carry only the few gigabytes.
See,
It cannot carry the terabytes. So fiber
what I-
optics has a capacity to carry the terabytes. So
What
you
I-
people have to know this since being a computer engineer.
yes,
Most of the students, they always says my network is low. I am in native. I'll go to the Bangalore. Don't go to the Bangalore. In coming years or days or decade, you can make your native as a Bangalore. So you need to understand this basic. That's the reason today we have this class.
and I would like to add what Mr. Angargi sir has told. See, we are here and I know that what Saturday evening means to you all. you're leaving a certain evening and sitting here. At the end of this session, I want you to take something important with you, because this session cannot be just, one way. It has to be, I would like to hear the questions, When you are putting the questions, I can understand you're at least trying to understand the topic. It is not something like, I'm trying to tell some tale. It is not. You have to understand, however foreign the subject is to you, try to understand the subject. Please.
Yeah, next slide is changed, sir.
And slide is changed. And here we are talking about advantages and disadvantages. See, now, as I already told, one is the bandwidth, highest speed, bandwidth, and total, inherent, resistance to the interference. Radio frequency signals are not going to affect the light. And again, they're environmentally, they can withstand the harsh conditions, which is also the same case in copper. Once copper is coming with metal sheet and all that, they're equally good to use outdoor applications and environmental hazards. It equally good, works good with copper. But the another advantage is fiber optic networks are scalable and ensure future expansion. See, scalability comes from many factors. As Mr. Basaraj pointed out, scalability can come through changing the SFEs. Thereby you can converting one type of fiber optic cable to another type. And it can come because, for example, this you can appreciate if you understand the copper cable, in copper cable, one pair of cable is dedicated to a single customer. If you are a subscriber, if you are an end user, from the central office, we are always in telecom, we refer to the exchange room as a central office. From the central office to your home, in any copper network, there has to be a dedicated pair of cables coming all the way from the center office to your home. This is the biggest problem of copper cable. But whereas the subject what we are going to talk in further, what is FTTH or FTTX more popularly, one single fiber strand, one fiber core can share up to 32 or even up to 64 subscribers. See the advantage. So the scalability comes, for example, if I'm going to serve 100 subscriber in a premises, I have laid 100 pair copper cable, and for the today that is fine because 100 subscribers are there. I have laid 100 pair cable and given connections to all. Tomorrow what will happen? If a new subscribers is added to the network, then I have a big problem on hand. This network is not scalable. Scalability in the sense, with the existing infrastructure, you have to able to add more subscribers. That is not possible in copper at all. Again, I have to run another cable all the way from the central office to the customer premises. See the cost involved, see the time of deployment is involved, see the hassles. That's why copper has totally lost the popularity in telecommunication. Whereas fiber, now as I explained, fiber, another beauty of the fiber, if I am going for 24 fiber, I am going for 48 fiber, 24 fiber to 48 fiber, the price I am giving is very marginal, very minimal. It is not double. If you think that 24 pair for core fiber I am using and 48 you have to go to buy, it is not going to be double of that. It is somewhere around 30 to 35% of the 24 fiber. So this is the clear advantage. If I am going to adopt, instead of putting a 48 for fiber, I can put 72 fiber, I can feed 96 fiber with very, very minimal cost. So when I am putting extra cores, extra fibers into the network, I can always use that without the necessity of redrawing the entire cable. And again, this is not only that. See, I may be using only limited fibers, but there are a lot of techniques in telecommunications, what they call TDM, CDM, WDM, all that I will explain as we move ahead, from which by just changing the multiplexing method or the customer end at the central office and as well as the customer end, more subscribers, as I've already told, on a single core, even up to 64 subscribers can be shared. So this is a clear advantage of copper. And what he written last side, again, it is a, see, not only copper is a legacy, even that what he has mentioned is also legacy. They say that cabling is use upfront investment, which is not correct. Now deploying the fiber cable is very easy, because if you have seen the fiber cable is very less bulky as compared to copper cable. See, if you take out 100 pair copper cable and you compare with, say, for example, 96 fiber cable, you yourself will know the dia. It is very small. It is very easy to handle. It is easy to lay. And it is easy to protect. So next slide.
Yeah. Students, I would like to talk about one stuff what Shubprakash sir told just now, scalable. Scalable. See, in fiber optics and copper, we are telling scalable. Fiber optics, very much it is possible to scalable. Like a city, Bangalore, we can see always they put a barrier and road diversion, then excavation. See, each utility means we are speaking only the fiber optics to the your computer, then data, but other services like supply, drainage, roads, paths, bridges, metros, these all are the utilities to the particular community or city or wherever. So that's some of the things are not scalable. That's the reason always there is a changes. Like a water pipe, if they lay the 100 dia pipe initially, the community is bigger, then they have to lay one more 100 dia, or they have to lay 200, 300 and remove. So that is how it is that cities are getting affected. The scalable is not much work is done in other utilities, other services, how it is done in the fiber optics. This is what I want to say. Students, how many of you understood this scalable, what Shubprakash sir told? Please give the claps so that we'll move to the next slide. 1, 2, only 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thanks so much. Sir, next slide is ready. Conclusion.
Yes, and I want to add what Mr. Angargi said, because you guys are from a fortunate generation. Why I am saying so is, good 30 years back, when we were studying in college or just out of college, an ordinary telephone line was out of our reach. There were instances when in even not Bangalore, even other places, people had to wait 6-7 years to just to get a telephone connection. But today, you are not at all waiting for the landline telephone. It has gone. It has become the thing of past. Now you can get a mobile telephone within minutes. Mobile telephone connectivity. See, on those days, what is the standard reason we were told is there is no spare copper pair available at our DB. DB is just a connecting box near to the community. They say we have to lay a new cable. To lay a new cable, it would have taken years. So now you can understand the advancement that telecommunication has done. And probably Angargi sir also will agree with me. That was an era when people were celebrating a telephone connection by throwing a very big party to their friends and relatives. Because the reason was, he was saying, I got a telephone connection in my home. So I'm not talking about something, fantasy. It was just the reality just 30 years back. So from the last 30 years, the world and as well as India has progressed remarkably in the field of telecommunications. Thanks due to the new technologies and especially fiber optic cable.
Sir, I fully agree with you. I remember those days during 2000, if I remember the year correctly. I applied myself in our home for the landline from the BSNL. I want to quote here. I need to quote BSNL here. Airtel and all, we all knows their services is very fast than the BSNL. See, we got a connection after years, maybe 2 years, 3 years. I am not remembering exactly. So I am fully agree with you, Shubprakash sir. And how many of students you are aware, and you just give the claps or thumbs up. it done a remarkable advancement in telecom and IT and communication industry, whereas it is not happened in the other industries like civil, electrical, mechanical, and all. So it need to progress a lot still. Yeah, Shiv Prakash sir, please continue.
I think this is over, sir. Actually, we'll
Yeah.
move on to the next slide where I
Yeah.
will be going to the core subject, FTTH.
Yeah, next file, right?
Yes, it's next file.
Yeah, I will open that. Yeah.
Yes. So welcome to the core topic, and what we learned is just a kind of preamble, just to give an idea from to appreciate this, genesis of this fiber optic networks. Now we can move to next slide, sir.
Yeah, next slide is here, outline.
Yes. No, after that, because this will come next. No.
Yeah, introduction.
Okay. See, normally we are calling what is FTTH. As I already told, it is called FTTX, small x. This X can say FTTB and FTTH and FTTC, depending upon up to what point you are going to lay the fiber optic cable. If it is up to the, like up to the curve, it is called FTTC. Curve in the sense, it is not exactly to the community, maybe 50, 100 meters away from the community. They are going to terminate the main terminal of the fiber optic cable, and from there, again, copper will extend the connectivity to the homes. This is a kind of hybrid model, but now most popularly is fiber to the home. Fiber will come all the way to your home. Then only you can enjoy the full advantages of fiber. See, this is a buzzword called triple play. Triple play means audio, video, and media. These are all called triple play, popularly in telecom industry. Only fiber to the home, FTTH, will provide you the advantages of triple play. See, you can bring fiber optic up to the street, up to the curve, up to the bend, but it will not extend the network up to your home, inside the home. Then actually what we have is, you are creating a kind of bottleneck whenever copper comes into play. Again, you are going to deal with the legacy problems about copper, which I have already explained. So now FTTH is getting very popular because it is end-to-end fiber optic communication, right from the central office to the subscriber premises. And see, always in telecom, the biggest issue is about the last mile connectivity. All our problems are being dealt with last mile connectivity. See, you can transport the signals, the data, whatever it is, from one city to another city, one place to another place. But again, how to make it to reach to the subscriber, it has always been a problematic issue, because subscribers are going to be in n numbers. How to reach n numbers is always the issue. As I explained last time, copper was using a very simple method of establishing 1:1 network. In the sense, each subscriber will be having his dedicated pair of copper at the central office. So the network was much simpler, but now with the advent of fiber technology, it is not 1:1 network. We are dealing with 1:n network. One core at the central office will correspond to n number of subscribers, and this n number in most of the cases can be 32 or 64. See, and again, that's why it is called as point to multi-point optical network, because from a point, when I say it is a point, I am talking about referring to a single fiber core to the multi-point. See, single fiber core is going to service n number of subscriber at the community level. And what are the essential component of this optical fiber network, or what they call passive optical network? And this is very important. See, as a students of engineering or telecommunication, you should understand the clear difference between passive elements and active elements. Can anyone tell me what is passive elements? What is passive? What is called as passive?
So something like supporting or indirect.
No, it's not indirect support. It's very clear. By definition, passive and actives are very clear, and it is very simple. Anyone? See, very simply, passive elements are those elements which does not require to be powered up, which does not use any power, which does not use any electricity, any voltage to run. These are all passive. And just opposite is active, which are relying upon power to run, active. So in this way, you can say the wire in a LAN environment, the wire is a passive, but switches are coming, which are used to switching between the subscribers. They're all active. Passive means cable doesn't need to be powered. It is going to be powered by the central cabinet itself. It is going to be powered. It is passive. But again, when we say active, there has to be a source of power, which powers it up. So everything is which goes to power sub is active. So you have to understand like that. And essential component of this, why we call passive optical networks is all the elements of these fiber optic cables are passive in nature. It means they doesn't require any power to be working, any power for working. Either it is a splitter, coupler, or splicer. These are all the elements of, basic elements of, and we'll understand what really meant by splitter, coupler, and splicer as we move on. See, it is there. And this is history. See, this can be read by, see, in the last sentence of the slide, it is shown that an optical component is said to be passive if it does not require active power to function. Then we move on to next. Next slide.
Yeah.
And here they basically talks about the history, how the fiber optic technology was evolved. It evolved in 1995, not so long ago as compared to copper technology. And next slide will move. And
Yes, sir.
now,
Next.
now we have to understand that these fiber optic networks are coming in two different technologies. One is Ethernet based passive networks, and another one is ATM based passive network. Here, Ethernet is a standard protocol for all our LAN. There were in the beginning, a ring topology was there along with Ethernet. There are 2 to 3 competing technologies to the Ethernet. But over the years, Ethernet has evolved the only one technology that is acceptable for the LAN technology. So when you're talking about any LAN topology or LAN technology, it is Ethernet technology. Now, in this Ethernet technology is also extended to FTTH scenario. And there is another competing technology which is called ATM. ATM is asynchronous transmission mode. This just you note the word and we explain this. What is meant by asynchronous and what is by Ethernet. Next slides. See why PON technology has become so important. See, PON technology, the entire advantage of PON technology is it supports point-to-point multi-point architecture as against point-to-point architecture in copper cable. And what it means in practical terms is it allows multiple customers to share a single fiber facility. And always this is the required scenario for all the operators. As I told last time, we discussed scalability at length. Because of scalability issues, the access network providers, the service providers always want certain scalability to build up in their network. Because every now and then when the demand is going up, they cannot afford to change the network. And a PON system does not require much maintenance because the passive natures of outside, but this is very important. See, when I told passive and active differences we have to understand that passive, by the very nature of the definition, it is not being run by any power supply. And inherently, it is almost maintenance free. We know that anything which is going to be powered up, which is working on the power, which we call as active, is having considerably or relatively higher maintenance incidences. Otherwise, a passive item, always it is maintenance free. That's why in a structured cabling, I think Basraj can tell, normally in structured cabling, we are giving you warranty, we are giving 20, 25 years, or sometimes some manufacturers are giving lifetime warranty. Why they are offering lifetime warranty is passive networks or does not require any maintenance at all. They do not go wrong. There is no way a cable can go wrong. There is no way a splitter can go wrong because they don't carry any power.
Yes, sir. Sir, I am adding to your point.
Yes.
The copper, sir, warranty I can give maximum 5 to 10 years because this interference issues,
Yes. Yes.
the many other. But when it comes to the fiber, it is minimum 30 years. You
Yes.
can give the warranty.
No. I am
And,
referring to copper being used inside a LAN network. See, structured cabling, standard practices,
Yes.
people are giving 20 years, 25 years, and
Yes,
many
20 years,
manufacturers
sir.
are giving as lifetime warranty. Because we are damn sure the one thing is next 25 years or 20 years, no one is going to use the LAN. Now today,
Yes.
wireless to the desktop or FTTH, fiber to the desktop is gaining popularity. It is only
Yes,
a
yes,
matter
sir.
of 1 or 2 years when copper cable even to your desktop is totally done away with. Fiber is going to come
Yes.
and there will be FTP card through which your desktops are running. Even a lot of available, commercially available laptops have the fiber connectivity. You can directly, put fiber in
You can
them.
access, sir.
Yes. So this is the development, what is happening. Next slide.
Yeah, student, you need to understand and you have to interact with the session so that you will be understanding more. See, there are a few things told Shivprakash sir. One of the stuff I will just trying to tell again. See, copper is no more going to be your system. Now it is a future going to be like a FTT, fiber to the home, and wireless in another 2 years. And also he told 5 to 10 years and 25 years. This information you won't get anywhere in the internet, in the YouTube and all. So you need to understand. How many of you understood this point? Just give the thumbs up. Students, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So many. Thank you. See, when you want to do your computer, when you want to do the programming in your computer, when you want to deliver the software, when you want to transfer the files, whichever you are using, like I will say the Google Drive, then you have to have the proper network, which we all are now in India. We say here and there no network and all. So how this network technology is going to be, how we done past many years, like yes, then another what is going to be. This is what Shivprakash sir is going to, he already told us many things. Now still he is elaborating. We are in page number like a 6, 7, another few pages has to go. Please entertain with the session so that the session will be more fruitful, So I am changing to the next slide.
Yes,
as
next slide,
Shivprakash
please.
says.
Yes.
Yeah, architecture you says now.
See,
Yeah, PON
basically,
architecture.
yes, the architecture means, I've already explained what are the essential components of the PON network, that is passive optical network. Now we have to understand what are the architecture, how it looks. There is optical line terminator is there, which is popularly known as OLT. This is called optical line terminator. It comes with 144 or 576. It is optical depending on the fibers, how many fiber cable it can interface. Essentially what it does is this converts electrical signal into light signal, because see, when you are pushing the information from the electrical, see, predominantly when I am speaking, when I am showing something, all informations are basically converted into electric signal only first. And there is this requirement of converting this electrical signal into different media. For example, when we have to push this information through optical fibers, it has to be converted into light signals. Electrical signals has to be converted into light signals, and at the other end, light signals have to be reconverted into electrical signals, because all the operators what we use can only understand electrical signals. They cannot understand light signals or anything. Ultimately, when I'm speaking, what is being generated, what is being reached to you, all is always in the form of electrical signals. But in between, we are using what is popularly known as transducers. You might have heard about this work. This is being used in many areas. For example, in a very ordinary load tester, for example, you can say a load balance or a balance which you want to measure the load. There, weight is being converted into electrical signal. This is a transducers. Transducers, you are using some kind of measurement of biological parameters. There is always a transducers. And when I'm speaking on microphone, there is a transducer. My electrical signals are going to be transmitted over the wavelengths. Here again, electricity may be transmitted as electricity, but again, not in the form what I am speaking. It has to be multiplexed and sent on the cable. If you are a communication student, you will understand. Even in the copper technology, to make the sound to travel to maximum distance, we need to have some kind of multiplexing techniques. Without multiplexing techniques, my frequency, what I am speaking, will not travel beyond 10 or 20 meters. So then optical line network is coming, and there is an optical splitter. Optical splitter means, as I told you, when I'm trying to divide the information on a single core into say n number of subscribers, let us say about 32 subscribers, I need to use a splitter. Splitter essentially splits the light, one core light, into 32 cores. It is 1:32 splitter, because the output from the splitter only is going to be a subscriber end. But when I'm doing this, again, you think when I'm dividing and giving each subscriber 32 subscriber, and again, you have to understand that all these telecommunication networks, by now you must be understanding, is two-way communication. It is not one-way communication. It is not like your walkie-talkie. Always telecommunication means always it has to be two-way. Essentially, you should be able to send and you should be able to receive. And what I am sending or what central office is sending to you is always called as downstream. That's why when you are trying to measure the internet speed, there are two types of speeds associated. One is the downstream speed, means what you are going to get from the central office. Another is your upstream. When upstream comes into picture is when you are trying to upload some videos onto the YouTube, when you are trying to upload certain files, then this upstream speed becomes critical. And normally, as you might have seen, downstream speed is always higher than upload speed. Normal situation, your upstream speed is always low as compared to your downstream load. So most of our works, we use it in downstream mode. We are going to receive the information from the central office. When I am trying to do some uploading job, when I am trying to put some files into the social media or filing elsewhere, I am using the upstream. The upstream is normally of less speed. And again, another thing, that's why what I'm saying is the splitter has to do double work. It is not only splitter, it is splitter from central office to the subscriber route. But at the same time, it has to act as a cascader or combiner in the reverse direction. Then what happens is from the 32 fiber cores, the information which subscribers is sending when they are talking, when they're active, this has to be combined. And normally the splitter does both the job. It splits the light from the CTO to the subscriber, and again, it combines the light in the reverse direction. And again, we are talking about ONUs, that is optical network units. These are all very important units, but you look, ONU is an active device here. ONU is not a passive, because ONU is what you might have seen. If you are having a fiber connectivity in your home, there will be a small box hanging onto the wall. This is known as subscriber or optical network unit. It is essentially the one which converts the light signal coming to that optical signal coming to that, light signal coming to that, to electrical signals. So again, the conversion, one conversion is happening at the central office exchange by using the OLT, that is optical light terminator. It does convert the electrical signal generated by the exchange to the optical signal and sends all the way to the subscriber premises. Now at the subscriber premises, it is ONU, or somebody called as ONT. It is all similar words. Optical network terminator or optical network unit. This is the very important unit at your premises, which converts the light signals received from the central office exchange into electrical signals, where it spreads the network inside your home by the way of wireless connectivity. Wired or wireless, even you can put wire. You might have seen that box. There is a LAN ports are there. RJ45 we popularly call as, it is Cat6 or Cat6 even. That ports are available. You can draw cables, positive, passive cables from there, or even wireless connectivity is also possible. Through that, you are getting the Wi-Fi connectivity throughout the home. Next, sir. This is the next one. Yes, previous one. Yes. See, this is a passive optical network, as I've explained. See, this is the backbone network. Backbone network means this feeding is from the exchange, central office exchange, or CTO, what is popularly known as. And this is OLT, where electrical signals are converted into light signals. And again, it is sent to this device, which is closely located to the community. It is very closely located. It may be located inside the building. Normally, it is located to your building. So this does splitting as well as coupler. This acts as a splitter at one direction, where one core is split into 32 cores. And on the other direction, it combines 32 cores of information into a single core. And I have explained already on ONUs. So this is very simplified diagram or architecture of a PON network. Next. And this is elaborated a little bit next, below that. This is little bit elaborated, where I have been explaining as a central office, he has given one scenario when one fiber is reaching over here. This fiber is split into house and being used as Wi-Fi there, and display is used into another box, where is, you look here, SFU is required. Because why SFU is required is, he is not only using it as a telephone, because in the first case he is using it only as telephone. In the second case, you can see it is not being used only as telephone. He is going to use it as a data applications also, as well as CATV. This is basically IP based TV operations also. So then we have to introduce one more small unit called SFU. Likewise, third, if you are coming, is using again IPTV and multiple services, and again he has to use some external unit as called SFU ONT. This is only variety of ONT. For the first case, we are using only one ONT, but that same ONT is capable of carrying, as I explained already to you, a triple play. Triple play means there can be video, there can be audio, and there can be media. See, these are all triple play. And again, this is the different application of this, but this is exactly a little bit expanded version of the previous. It is one and the same. Let us go to next. See, OLT is called head end. Head end means we are talking from the perspective of the central office. From the exchange side, it is called head end. And optical line terminal and OLT is a special purpose switch located either at the service provider's central office or a service provider's point of presence, or an OLT. Basically, typically, an OLT resides, optical light terminator resides within the exchange building. Next. See, next. Here he talks about main functions of the OLT. See, OLT broadcasts the downstream data. I have already explained what is downstream data is. The data that is being sent from the central office towards the community, towards the subscriber, is called downstream. And this data is to the connected ONUs. I've already explained, over a single purpose and traffic to the splitter. then it aggregates the upstream topic. This is what I'm talking about when I mentioned about the coupler function. This is exactly point number 2 is the coupler function. It does as aggregator, or it does as a coupler, or it does a function of combiner. Because upstream stream traffic from multiple customer side, it is going to give to the exchange. And last time I mentioned as certain techniques are available. See, you will be wondering how a single fiber core can carry multiple information, for example, up to 32 or 64. See, there are again coding techniques. Very popular coding techniques are TDM. This is time division multiplexing. And there will be frequency division multiplexing. Probably if you are studying in final year, you will be coming across TDM and FDM. And there is a CDM. CDM is coded division multiplexing, code division multiplexing. And WDM is wideband division multiplexing. These are the different technologies. What I will urge is the group interested people has to go through the techniques of these three. You have to try to understand what are these techniques. And see, as I told, time division multiplexing itself clearly says that it splits the optical fiber information coming from the central office through OLT into different time divisions. It splits so that each wavelength is given to a particular subscriber. It does not use us multiple wavelengths. It is only one wavelength. For example, if 32 people are there, information there will be split into 32, and each subscriber is assigned to a particular slot. That is called TDM. It is a very basic kind of multiplexing which happens inside all modern telephone exchanges. They use the TDM. But again, if you are coming code division multiplexing, it is little bit advanced, where each subscriber is assigned a kind of code which is very similar to the MAC address which you are compiling, or IP address what you are talking. See, this makes there is no interference between the subscribers, and by this the splitter knows by the technology what splitter adopts here, exactly the required information only will go to the end user. There will not be any confusion. And again, WDM is a technology where, for example, 32 people are there. The 32 different frequencies are sent on a single fiber, where each intended frequency, I'm talking about light, intended frequency will be connected to the customer. So these are all different technique of splitting and combining the information, light information. And I've already told, see, it is responsible for interfacing metro backbone networks and performing network protocols conversions such as Ethernet to ATM or IP to ATM as necessary. See, again, it is not only does this OLT at the exchange end, it does not only does the conversion from the electric signal to the light signal, it also helps in conversion different formats. For example, I told already, Ethernet is being used, albeit in a small way in FTTH as of today, whereas asynchronous mode, transmission mode is widely used. You have to understand what is Ethernet, what is ATM mode. Yourself, you have to do test study. And now coming to the next, the passive splitter and coupler, the only passive components of a PAN are normally placed inside ALTs in manuals. See, OLT is not passive. OLT is being run by power. So OLT is going to situated inside the exchange. And again, the two important passive elements of the network, that is coupler and splitter, they are going to be placed inside the manuals. You might have seen the manuals very close to the community. And again, main functions of passive optical coupler, I already explained to you how it is going to do, what they does in downstream way, what is that in upstream way. So next slide. So main functions I've told, optical network unit I've already told, which is the ONT or ONUs. And this is the general function of the ONU. As I've already told, it basically does the conversion from the optical signals to electric signals at the customer end. Now, sir, next. I've already explained the ATM PON and PON PON. Here, there is a structure, how a OLT looks and how are the things. This is only assignment, how the fiber, single fiber is going to assign to the different ONTs, by what technique it is assigned. Next, sir. See, they are talking about Ethernet PON structure, how Ethernet PON looks. Basically, they use, like SONET, 10 gigabyte Ethernet and DWDM. These are all the input to the ONT. ONT is going to have WAN interface. Basically, it is wireless interface. It is having a TDM controller where TDM division multiplexing is done, and user side interface. This is user side interface is a division. See, as you can understand, OLT not only convert electrical signals into the optical signals, it also does protocol conversions. Because when you are giving different formats of input, whether it is SONET, 10 gig Ethernet or DWN, it all converts into appropriate light signals through its user side interface. Next. See, there is a comparison between ATM PON and Ethernet PON. See, what are the merits and demerits of these two technologies? It is being told here. So you can just go through this, because this is only the differences, where one is more. And advantages of the PON, we have already learned. See, the main advantage of the PON is, see, point to multiple, next, sir. This one. Next slide. See, the greatest advantage of this PON is it splits a single, it becomes multiple core. It divides a single fiber core into 32 or 64. There you can understand the scalability. Next slide, sir. And I have told different terminologies. See, these are all the previous. See here, you see, I have told, that's why it says, popularly it is shown as last line you read, FTTX they are calling. FTTX in the sense, this X can take B, X can take C, X can take N, or X can be taken H. It's all depend upon where, see, for example, FTTB, when I say FTTB, B stands for building. Means your fiber network is going to terminate only to the building. From building up to the subscriber premises, again, we have to come across a LAN network. When we talk about copper-based LAN network, again, same traditional limitations are going to come. And again, FTTC means it is fiber to the curb. Means around 100 meters away from the building, the fiber optic cable is going to be terminated. From there, again, you have to use copper network to extend to the building. And there again, FTTH, as I was already explained, this is basically fiber to the home. Yes, come next, sir. See, they say disadvantage of the PON requiring more protection of the fiber cable compared with copper cable. See, cost is nowhere. We have dealt extensively on the cost. See, more protection around, why he says more protection around the fiber cable is inherently fiber cable has some limitations in installation methods. Whereas, there is always certain care has to be taken while installing the fiber optic cable. I have already told the basic physics behind transmission in a fiber optic cable. Fiber optic cable uses total internal reflection process to propagate light without any, decay in the power, in any diminution in the power through the fiber optic media. See, if you are going to bend it more than 20-25 degrees Celsius, fiber optic cable is not going to work. Whereas copper cable, since it is having dedicated 1:1 copper wire, it is not going to have a problem. So that you have to take extra care while installing the fiber optic cable. And fiber optic cable, again, as I explained previously, they are also equally robust. Nowadays, fiber optic cable come with shielded options, where you are going to put a metal, sheath around the fiber optic cable, making it very robust, very harsh environmental friendly. So next. So this is application of ONU, where you are going to I have already explained to the building and to the floor. Even fiber to the floor is also available. This is another category in that X. Fiber to the floor means you are living in a floor apartment. Fiber optic cable is, instead of coming to your home, fiber optic cable will come to your floor only. But again, from floor to your network, your home, you have to run a copper cable. Next. So basically, you have to understand that PON is nothing but an optical broadband access technology. It is basically broadband access technology, because without fiber, broadband access would have not been possible, because there was no way to transmit this much of high band to the end user from the central office without fiber. In copper, this is simply was not possible. Copper earlier, we are using all dial-up modems and all that, where the speed was not exceeding 48 megabits per second. You may be wondering, 48 KB per second. That is the era when we started the networking. Many people here, I think Hangargi and others may agree with this. We started our dial-up modem when we started using the emails. It was only 48 kbps. What we are using today, you are working with up to 1 gigabits easily, your networks. So you can appreciate the kind of speed difference. Next. See, now you have to understand about the entire crux is what is main challenge is it doesn't use any, routers and switch are considered as active networks and they're intelligent networks. For example, if you are using a switch or router, they particularly know which pocket of information has to go, because they're all coming with IP addresses. But in lack of IP addresses, how to reach the information to the ONUs or to the end subscriber is always a challenge, which already answers are available in fiber technology today. They are using with multiplexing techniques. So by this, I'm ending my lecture. I think we have exceeded almost by around 15 minutes. So all our efforts are, it is good that if you could understand even 10 or 20% of what I have trying to tell you here.
Yeah, no issue, sir. We've not exceeded till 2 hours. We can take any time. So why by mistake or whatever the time I put 1 hour, that's good. Now students are here. Students, first of all, I want a very big clap to the NC Shiv Prakash sir. He delivered such a good informative. I'm counting 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 only. 8 numbers only out of so many. Yeah, still coming. Yeah. Can you do one more favor, students? Put in the chat box everybody one. So let's see how many of you understood and you are happy with the class. What Shiv Prakash has delivered, such a high-end class, which is a very up to date to the market. Just go to the chat box and put only number 1. Everybody put a 1. Only 1. Narendra, you are. Yeah, so many. Shiv Prakash, this is a claps to you. Also, I am clapping from me here.
No. That's, and first of all, let me express my sincere thanks to you for having conducted this in a very professional manner and in very lively way.
Yeah.
Because I can understand if I talk on some subject which is not directly related to the student, then it takes a while for them to sink into the subject.
Yeah.
Because it is one of those such subject which is not being taught in schools or colleges in a big way. Probably they just mention it and leave it. But when we are dwelling into the subject into depth, always it is a challenge for the student to comprehend and understand the scenario on what we are talking. What I am trying to say to the students who are here, 45, 46, whatever it is there, please take Mr. Agarge sir will send you the material to you.
I already sent, sir. I already sent. Please acknowledge, students. Giving thumbs up, please acknowledge you received.
See, all you try to go through the terminologies, all you try to understand. And very important thing is the application. See, as you are engineering student, I must stress that you are not pure basics, pure science student. Engineering means its applicability. It is not theoretical. See, now you have to go, if any near installation is happening, fiber installation is happening near to your home, you will provide justice to this lecture by going and understanding how they are implementing this, how they are installing this. See, always practical knowledge is essential to the engineers. We are not going to spend much time in the classrooms. Classrooms are not for engineers. We have to do field work. We have to understand how it is being implemented in this field. It is very easy to draw a kind of architecture, kind of diagram, kind of principles, all that on a paper or a PPT presentation like this. But how in actually it is going to be implemented, how this each element is being looked, how they are being considered, that is more important for the student. So what there is lot for you to earn outside these classrooms than inside the classrooms.
Yes, I do fully agree with you, NC Shivaprakash sir. That's the reason these students are with us. They want to learn or earn much more practical stuff than the theory, which they are coming outside their post graduation, which is MCA, and also from the engineering final year students. Students, I want to understand from you. Look at the chat box. I put it some Wi-Fi and internet services. Each one there is a topic. These are the services coming in the building services, basically malls, commercial buildings, hotels, and maybe high-end apartments, not exactly medium class or low class apartments or houses, but other type of stuffs. Some of the stuff is related to the IT and computer. How many of you are want a demo class or continue classes on these topics? Just type in the chat box or give the thumbs up so that we can having some roadmap to ask the concern expertise or specialist like Yeshav Prakash, and we'll try to deliver.
And what I want, Angarge sir, basically, instead of we deciding on the subject, what I would like from the student is they can select some subject of their own choice or where they want to know more or practicality of the subject. So we would like to take that kind of subject because they can easily relate themselves with those subjects.
Yeah, sure. I fully agree with you, Shivaprakash sir. And also here, Basavaraj would like to give some of the new stuff which he learned from his past many years experience.
Yes.
Students, please give your feedbacks by typing in the chat box if you want. Basavaraj will speak. Basavaraj, do you have any input on this? Please speak.
Hello, sir. Thank you for giving such a detailed information about the FTTH, and also thanks to Hangarge sir. Sir is giving in between refresh to everybody to in between to understand the was sir has explained. So I think the most of the student is they are final year students. Maybe they understood what are the concepts. For the now my things, I am the not. Fiber to home, I worked like 3 to 4 years, but I handle the mostly the security systems in the structure cable projects. So structure cabling. So security system means like CCTV, access control, intrusion system, electrified fence system, gate barrier system, speed line access system. So these are the security systems to protect our perimeters, our buildings. So in these systems, I'm working actually. So if you need, I will explain in the small information about the each systems. Is it okay, sir, or I need to explain
Yeah.
about the FTTH
No,
only?
no need. That's very good. Fine, that's good. Fine. Only if students want. These all are related to
Yes, sir.
IT and computer related students. Whatever
Yes,
topics
yes,
they need, like NC Suprakash sir told, whichever topic
yes, sir.
these students are looking, we'll try to schedule the classes. Now we have this is a class number 70th day we are running now. We have a 90 working days we have to complete with these students. So another, I already have a schedule and published in the group, and students is aware till March, and in between we'll take one demo. Then after March, maybe after a 40 or 50 class, another remaining 40 to 30 to 40 classes. In that we can plan. Students, it's up to you what you want to learn and what you want to don't learn. Yeah. Thank you so much for the Shivaprakash sir and Manikam. Can
Thank
you
you.
put
Thanks
the
a lot.
attendance in the chat box so that everybody will feel the attendance? Will be here another 2-3 minutes until to complete the attendance, today's attendance. And topics, I want detailed topics to be written. If you don't know what is the topic, you can ask again. Fiber to the home and elaborated, whatever the Shivaprakash sir told. Write in
Sir,
detail
actually,
topics. Yeah. Yeah.
sir, actually, I need some information from Shiv Prakash sir or like, yeah, sir. What is it is?
Basara sir.
Yeah, sir. For our college, there is a drive coming for network test engineer. So can I know from any one of them, like, what are the basic concepts we should cover to attend the drive?
No, this is when they say network, it is basically, I think that it is a LAN network tester, isn't it? The engineer is coming for
Yes, sir.
which network
Yes.
testing? He is going to do LAN networking testing?
Sir, what I understood from Manikam is drive means, see, some recruitment people are going to come. There will be interview and all. The name he mentioned, yeah, we'll ask again to the Manikam. So for that preparation, what are the questions they may accept, or what are the technologies, what are the things I have to reply?
See,
That's what I
basically, yes, I
Manikam,
can.
you please ask again.
Sir, network test engineer.
Basically, see, network test engineer can come with different colors of caps, There is no hard and fast rule. It's a very broad idea. See, network test engineer can be confined to the LAN, as I have already told, or it can be a WAN, or it could be in a wireless arena. But whatever it is, see, when we say network testing, what are the things we are going to test in a network? The essential thing, you may be seeing a lot of commercial ADSL speed testers running on your mobile. Have you used anyone to check what is the speed of internet you are getting? There are very popular sites.
Give the
Yes,
thumbs up, please. I'm sure all of you used. Will give the thumbs up. How many of you used to that app to test the speed of your internet? Yeah, most of them use. Yes.
Most of them. See,
Yeah.
this is one of the essential component of network tester engineer. When network test engineer does it, first of all, he has to see the speed of the network. When I say speed, as I've explained, there are two components to the speed. One is downstream, the information what you are going to get from the central office. Another is upstream, where at what speed you can upload the information from your device, whether it is a laptop or mobile, whatever it is. So a network engineer, essentially, first job of network engineer is to measure the upstream and downstream. Then again, there are particular losses. As I told, though fiber optic is more or less do not have significant losses, there is always a loss. Loss is always measured in terms of dB. You might have understood how the losses are measured. Loss is always measured in terms of dB, decibels. So a network engineer has essentially tested the losses that the network is experiencing. So this is another essential component in whatever environment is testing. Is testing inside a LAN or inside a WAN or inside anything. Network engineer has to test how dB losses the network is suffering. And third thing is, as I told, is fidelity test. It is very important. What is fidelity test is, what fidelity test essentially talks about whether you are receiving what is being transmitted. If I am transmitting a certain information onto the network and you are the end users, are you going to get exactly the same information? This is very important because it's all about fidelity. Fidelity means keeping the integrity of the transmitted information. See, one thing is being transmitted and I cannot get something else. So this also network engineer has to deal away with. And again, if he's testing for particularly the PON network, which I have explained, then he has to measure the exact. But again, you see, the important thing is we are saying splitter, couplers, ONUs, everything we are going to use. And again, there are a standard and recommended way of using the splicing here. Fiber is connected to these splitters by the way of splicing the cable. There is a fusion splicing is there where the device by through heat, it couples or it basically welds two fiber optic cores. So when you are splicing one fiber core with the another, the important thing you have to take on is loss. And having a network engineer having found out network is having X decibels, then it is also his job to find out which is contributing the most of these decibels loss. Because manufacturer of fiber cable gives the standard value of attenuation in the fiber. You can say 0.0001 dB per kilometer. So that is something which can determine. But again, your network losses mostly due to wrong workmanship, means wrong connectivity practices, fusion, we are calling splicing or fusion habits that technicians does to the network. This also you should able to locate. So these are all very primarily and important functions of a network engineer. And again, he has to find out the, see, FTMT, we say mean time between failure, FTBM. You might have FTBF, mean time mean time between failure, MTBF. Have you heard about the word MTBF?
No, sir.
MTBF means essentially talks about the reliability of the network. We say network is 99.99% reliable. It means that 99.99 time the network functions without any problem. And again, MTBF means mean time between failure, talks essentially about the components in the network. For example, I'm talking MTBF of OLT, which is used by the exchange. The manufacturer gives around 20,000 hours. It means average time between two faults is 20,000 hours. See the reliability of the equipment. If it works, again, it is an active device. If it works around 20,000 hours continuously, then you can expect one fault. And from there to another fault, it takes around 20,000 hours. So this also you should be able to calculate whether MTBF condition is met or not. And again, there is service levels which you will be introduced in a contract. Any essential contract is, we are calling SLAs, service level agreement, between the service providers and the end users. Then essentially we are talking about uptime. We are calling about uptime. So what is the percentage of my network reliability? It is not like that I don't want to go to a network which is having a reliability of 90%. It means what? When I want to use my network, only 90% of the time I am going to use the network. In 10% of the time, network is not accessible or network is having some latent, all these issues are coming. Then that network is not good. Any network which is having less than 99% reliability is no good day network. This is also one of the networking engineer testing method.
Hello, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, Manikam understood? Manikam understood?
Yes, sir.
Manikam. Yeah. So Manikam, I will advise you and all those who all are want to give a interview for the testing engineer, testing engineer purpose. Look at the recorded stuff which we'll share in the group. What Shivaprakash sir told. When the question asks what is the role of the test engineer, then you just repeated this. You try to listen many times. All of you student, I'm telling. Then you'll be hopefully more chances to get the selected for that.
And Manikam, one more thing I want to add. Network testing engineer, this what I've talked always to inspector about telecom domain. If you are going to a software domain, I think what your question is for a software test engineer, isn't it?
Yes, sir. I guess it's for software domain.
See, software domain engineer parameters will change, but not very much. Again, here you are going to see what you are going to test is some coding is being done by a software engineer for a particular objective. You are going to run that coding. You are going to run the applications by giving different parameters to that. And what you are trying to debug is whether the application is working under all the stated conditions. For example, certain parameters application may not work. It just stops or it gives some observed values. So this is essentially the test. You have to test the robustness of the application. Coding is being done by one software engineer that is given for you to testing. Then you have to test that for all the conditions, whether the software is okay, it's working properly, and it is giving the good results that you have to test. And this essentially is nothing but testing the reliability of the software, because no software is being released, especially off-the-shelf softwares. Software as a product I'm talking. Software as a product should undergo a rigorous testing method. There are a lot of protocols, lot of test methods, lot of testing aids which test a particular software for its 100% working condition. That you have to do.
Yeah, thank you, Shivaprakash sir. Here, one Rudresh PV is here. He is a specialist in software testing, especially manual and auto mode.
Yes.
If he is free, available, Rudresh, can you just elaborate little, Manikam and his team in CMRT Bangalore College? Some interview is going to happen, so they may be useful in 5 minutes. Then we'll take another session, full session if required. Rudresh, are you available?
Sure. Shukma sir already told what it is actually. It's absolutely right. So yeah, normally in actual web related testing, or else Android application related, iOS related, or else browser related testing. So we have white box and black box. Manikam already know, right? You already asked question regarding that black
Yeah,
box
sir.
and
Sir,
white box.
basically,
Yeah.
it was like for network test engineer. I don't think so. Like, no, it comes under software testing.
Yeah, network is
Sir,
different actually. Shiv Prakash sir is discussed regarding that only. So it's development is a little slightly different compared to network.
Yes, sir, I got it. Thank
hello,
you so
sir.
Yeah.
much.
Hello, Manikam.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Manikam. Sir, I can speak about this. What he exactly I understood from him.
Yes,
The
yes, yes.
network testing means it's a switches about, yes,
Yeah.
or you are in, yeah, switches. This is a network testing means what they will test exactly means.
No,
So
no,
for you in
Sir,
your college in lab
no,
you will
Basaraj.
let
use.
me.
Basaraj,
Yeah.
he is
Sir,
a MCA student, Master of Computer Application. So
Yes,
test
yes.
engineer drive is going to happen. So maybe one stuff what Shubprakash and Rudresh told, first is that application, what it is ready to launch, that testing. Then secondary, this telecommunication related, whatever the Shubprakash sir told. So which testing, Manikam, you have to clear, then we'll elaborate more on that. Basaraj, you can speak now.
sir,
Yes, sir. He's again and again telling about the networks.
sir, I
The
just,
testing, sir, actually is
sir, I'll just read the JD of it. It would make you more clear, I guess. So they have asked like for senior engineers to test requirements, design test cases, and analyze test results, and gain hands-on experience with switching, routing, and VoIP protocols, including
yes,
IPv6,
yes,
OSPF, BGP, STP, SIP,
yes,
MGCP. Support
yes,
automation
yes.
of testing process using Python or other scripting languages. Assist in security testing of network products. So this is a job description of it. Work with virtualization technologies such as VMware, KVM, and containers for network testing. So this is JD basically for the job role.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
purely
sir.
network related parts.
Manikam, it
Yes, sir.
purely a network testing, nothing to do with the
Network,
software.
sir.
These are all the
Yeah.
terms we are being used. All this VMware and all that, very popular in testing. Inside building services is there. If you are aware, there is a called IBS is there in telecom, where they are calling inside building services. Basically, it is concerned with the strength of the mobile signals that are reaching to a building. That is where your VM software will come into picture, VMware will come to picture, and other protocols also. What you are talking is purely networking protocols, where they want
Yes,
you
yes.
to test the robustness, the reliability, the upkeeping time, and MTBF of these networks. But not to worry,
Yeah,
you
sir.
face it
Exactly.
because you see you are not going to work on the all the segments. You are not going to work, and whichever segment you are going to work, these companies will thoroughly train you for that job. So not to worry, just
Yeah,
go
sir.
face the interviews
Like,
boldly. All the best.
yeah. Sir, my concern is now what and all concepts, basic concepts should I cover so that I could crack that job?
No, basic concepts is the same thing. Like we have explained now, in any network, the concerns are the same. See, network, the main concerns is the robustness of the networks, robustness of the sense, the network should not collapse. See, you have built a network, now we have built a pawn. Pawn should not collapse in the sense that pawn has to be functional. When I say it is to be functional, what is the then immediate question is what is the reliability? Reliability is always expressed in terms of percentage. We say it is 99.999% reliable. Then it is almost 100% reliable. And again, I spoke about fidelity. Fidelity is the similarity between transmitted and received information. See, I need to get the transmitted information ditto at the receiving end. If it is not happening, then it's an issue. And again, there is another very important concept of real time. Real time is very important. See, there should not be any perceivable lag between the transmission and receiving of the signal. This is called latency. Latency in the network is a big problem. If I am transmitting and after 5 minutes, if you are going to get the signals, it is not good at all. So almost what I am telling is there will be some nanosecond or microsecond delay between the transmitter and receiver. That is acceptable, but it cannot be in seconds, it cannot be in minutes. This is called latency of the network. If you can understand, the satellite is having very big latency because satellites are hovering around 35,000 kilometers above in the sky. Always there is a perceivable latency if you are trying to speak on a satellite based telecommunication talk. When you are speaking, then the other guy will always listen it with a lagging time. So latency you can experience when you're talking through satellite mobile telephones. But in networks also, the latency is observable. So latency is very another important concept in network testing.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for your time. Like, actually,
Yeah,
it's been
Manikam.
late, I guess, for you. Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry for
thank you, Shivaprakash.
Thank you, sir.
Manikam, if you don't mind, take it your personal contents and put it in the chat in the WhatsApp group and ask the question, what is the requirement for the test engineers, so that we'll try to elaborate more on this and we'll
yeah, sure,
if
sir.
required, and that
Right.
will be
Sorry
useful to the all the students group.
Yeah, sorry for taking your time.
No, that's fine. Thank you. Thank you so much, all of you. We are here. Anyone want to ask anything? We are open. We can speak. Our 35 years experience specialist Shri NC Shivaprakash sir is ready to answer your questions. Anyone? One more clap has to come, please. NC Shivaprakash sir given such a wonderful session. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Angargi
you,
sir,
sir.
thanks for this opportunity
No,
to
that's
get
fine.
connected to the student community. It is always my pleasure
Yeah.
to
Coming
talk with
days
this.
we'll maybe doing more and more, sir.
Yeah.
I will let you know.
No, it
Also,
is always
Basaras,
my pleasure to get connected with these young minds, who are bubbling with enthusiasm
yeah.
and want to
Also,
understand
Basaras
these
sir
things.
told me he will also join a hands
Definitely.
weekly 1 or 2
Welcome.
hours. So if he
Yes.
can also, so that will help to back to the student.
We can do our
So,
best.
yeah, whatever we earn express, we
Yes.
can give it back to them.
We can do that.
Yeah. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
sir. Thank you,
so
sir.
much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Thank you, Basaras.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Students, hope everyone is fill the attendance. If not, please do it. I will be away from the system 2 to 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Then I want Kavya and Dikshita. Are you here, Kavya, Dikshita?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please be in the meet. We'll try to resolve your stuff. And who all are not